What better way to jump back in time than with a retro-style twin-stick shooter that makes you feel like you're back at the arcade again? Habroxia 2, the follow-up to 2019's Habroxia from Lilimo Games, does just that. Full disclosure, I have not played the original game in this series, so I cannot comment on how it differs from its predecessor, but can only judge it based on its own merits, of which there are many. The game immediately starts you off with a tutorial to introduce you to the core mechanics of the game, while also doubling as a cute intro to Sabrina, the pilot you'll be playing the part of throughout the game. The story here is written by Last Stand Media's Colin Moriarty, and if that name sounds familiar to you, it should. Previously of Kinda Funny and IGN, Colin has been in the gaming sphere for years, and has long been an avid fan of Housemarque, who was well known for their own twin-stick shooters. His love of the genre is genuine, and it really shows in this game. If you've ever played a twin-stick shooter before, you will have no trouble picking up the basic flight and attack controls, but the game also throws a variety of secondary weapons you can unlock that will help you clear the hordes of enemies in your path. On top of that, you have a powerful boost move, and you can also pick up different abilities along the way for a single-use special move. The controls feel intuitive and responsive, and for once I never found myself blaming the controller for my misfortunes, though I really wanted to. Speaking of misfortunes, starting off you will probably die more than a few times, but as you go through you will pick up credits which can be used to upgrade your ship in various ways, from faster shots, wider spread, or more ammo to special attacks to name a few, and you will slowly build up your ship's armament. It won't take too long until you are slicing through the enemy hulls with ease. Towards the end of my first playthrough, I was one-shotting bosses with little trouble, but beating it for the first time is only the start. Once you clear the story for the first time, you open up a few options. Firstly, you can go through and clear up all the collectibles you may have missed, which come in the form of saving astronauts floating around the battlefield, or killing the enemy bounties in the game, rewarding you more credits and the ability to upgrade further. There is also the boss rush mode, which is your standard fare of taking on each boss one after the other. A boost rush mode, which eliminates the enemies completely, instead has you racing through a level while boosting, trying not to become paste on the walls. And of course there is New Game Plus, which allows you to take your upgrades and start over with harder enemies and bosses. But don't worry, you'll continue to earn credits, which you can use to further upgrade your ship, assuming you haven't already maxed it out, which I did not after 2 full playthroughs. Barry Johnson, Lilimo Games founder and Habroxia 2's game designer, crafted a beautiful world to explore, complete with hidden exits to find, and an overworld that has a very distinct Star Fox feel, with branching paths, giving the player the choice as to how to best move forward. The game looks and sounds like a 30-year-old game, and in all the right ways. If I close my eyes and just listen, I feel as if I'm sitting on my floor in front of the SNES, which is funny because I played through the game on my PS5. The soundtrack is stellar, and after completing the game, I found myself in the pause menu listening through the songs. One of my favorites, Into Infinity, is playing as I write this review. The songs have a 90s Mega Man vibe, to the point that my daughter assumed I was playing Mega Man based on the sound alone. And I love that, but don't take my word for it. Just listen to this soundtrack. The game will likely take you between 3 to 5 hours to complete, but with the additional modes, unlockables, and killer soundtrack, there are plenty of reasons to return to this retro-style shooter from Lilimo Games. I cannot stress enough how big my smile was the entire time I was playing through it. So if you want a super fun retro-style game, or have grown fatigued of the 100-hour open-world games taking up your time, then jump on this game. With the PS Vita cross-buy, you can play it at home and take it on the go with you for free on your Vita. It's a no-brainer, really. In closing, I really enjoyed my time with Habroxia 2, and I can definitely see myself jumping back in when I have some spare time. While I may have platinumed it already, I still have quite a few upgrades to acquire, and I want to see just how powerful my little ship can be. Don't sleep on this game. Trust me. Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed that, be sure to like the video. And please consider subscribing to see more content like this in the future. Remember, you can catch me live most nights at twitch.tv/DefiedByDefault, and you can follow me on Twitter at DefiedByDefault as well. See you next time.